The best expression is a natural expression. It is very progressive first. Once it, and that progression becomes very advanced, and because we learn to reason from the premise of conversation, reason with progression, because the struggle is progression versus regression and common sense versus nonsense. So we reason with progression, and there was an end result, and the end result is to restore credibility, social credibility. Yes. And that's the task. That's the task. But the effort and the natural development of things, excuse me, and what I've considered to be the best expression or expressions of an expression is it becomes universal. And that's the language, the progressive language, the universal language. And that's the effort, and that effort must be synthesized and becoming very useful to redress social diversity, because we are diverse people as human beings on this stage of development of our human existence, and even all of the other species that are here, life living organisms that are here as well. But before that task of restoring credibility, and that being very progressive, is we learn how to reason from the premise of conversation and reason with progression. Become very relevant, because the struggle is common sense versus nonsense and progression versus regression. So then we get the next one, as I said, universal language, progressive language, universal language, when it comes to the best forms of an expression or expressions. And then it becomes holistic. The language of expression is holistic. And that is to the task, the effort, and that's time. Yeah, the time. Yep. And yes, and that time must be economize our time. Creates an economy. See, for me, the beginning of time is awareness. It's awareness. But yet of that natural development of the best form of expression or part of the expressions is the end result is to revise social coherency. You can exonerate yourself from something, and you become void, coherent, cognitive, clear. And then the next form of expression is comprehensive, and the best of expression of the expressions, comprehensive language. And that the task, the effort, the time, then that energy becomes synergized. The language of that expression or the language of that energy becomes synergized. And that's when the end result is to replenish social continuity. You get a constant flow. Social coherency precede that. Readdressing social diversity. And then, as I started off, with restoring social credibility. because planet Earth is a sociological structure. And then the final natural progression and the best of expression, this natural development of expressions is what is universal, holistic, comprehensive, then it's conscientious. Conscientious. However, how you want to use conscious, as a science or as awareness. Because for me, science means nothing is created of itself, nor for itself. And that's the nature. That's the nature. And that nature reverence all. Yes, it reverence all. And that's what we really, when it comes to being born, is to reverence all of these stages of expressions or even development. Yes, and that requires patience. Patience, and when you have patience, you have gratitude. And, that makes you competent. So, but the end result of that expression is to reclaim social solidarity. Yes, social solidarity. I had said earlier about an expressionaire, because all of it connect. Because the first form of expression in language is progressive, and that's dealing with ideas. Then the next the universal comes the words, and the holistic comes to meaning, and the comprehensive becomes to an emotion, and the conscientious or the conscious these natural progressions or natural forms of expressions of the best expressions is the logic, becomes logic. Yes. You can tell anyone who he or she who is mentally incapacitated when he or she is unable to reason, because the faculty has been given to us is the ability to learn how to reason with one another. That's why I say we need to reason with progression rather than regression, and use our common sense. Yes, and that which we have in common is our humanity. The same faculties, the same consciousness, the difference is the manner and way in which we use it. And that could be associated with climatic as well. So other than that, talk to you.